So in yesterday's web dev tip, we took a look at creating a complex type in TypeScript where we modeled the structure of an object and put it into our own type so that it could be used to make sure that we're assigning the right values to variables in our code. But there is a bit of a problem with this that we saw yesterday, and that is that if you forget to put any of the options in there, TypeScript will remind you, which is a good thing, but sometimes you might want to create an object that doesn't have all of those properties, so some of those properties might be optional. So for example, in our user1 object that we've created down here, maybe we don't want to supply the option, the property of isProDev. And you can see TypeScript is complaining there, saying that we're missing that particular property and we need to supply it for the TypeScript to compile. But maybe we don't know whether our user is a pro dev or not, so we don't have that information to supply in the object. So what we can do within our type, where we're describing the structure of our object, we can specify one or more properties that we've created to be optional. And we do that with a question mark just after the property name that we're defining. So if we put a question mark here, you can see the error goes away in TypeScript, and that's because the isProDev property within the user type is now optional. So this is a perfectly normal thing to do, and it's usual to have a few items within your structure that are optional. It probably doesn't make sense to have everything as optional because then you're losing the benefit of having the TypeScript checking and the TypeScript compilation. But if you do have something in there that you're not sure whether or not you're going to have available to you within a particular structure, then you can just make it optional with a question mark. So that's it for this tutorial. Make sure you stay tuned for more web dev tips.